I want to welcome you into Bulldog Radio and our weekly interview with Piedmont head coach Jonathan Miller. Our interview will be brought to you each week by Farmers and Merchants Bank. If you are a supporter of Piedmont High School and you're also a customer at Farmers and Merchants Bank, I encourage you to go by the bank and get a Spirit debit card. It'll have our team logo on it, and you can support Piedmont by doing that. Coach Miller, thanks for giving us some time this evening. And 14th year as a head coach, 3rd year at Piedmont High School. Let me ask you this. You just got finished with summer workouts. Were the summer workouts easier when you were a player or a coach?
Probably a coach, but it's just different. You know, back when I played, there was less on the field stuff during the summer as far as, you know, you can do a little bit more than you could back in those days. We were more so working out and running and things like that. And we played a lot of basketball at Alexandria too during the summer. So, you know, it's just different. There's a lot more football-related activities on the field that people do now. So, and the 7-on-7s and the OTAs and things like that, that's a big part of your summer. We
were talking the other day, Coach Ginn would have thought it real odd that he had to stop in the middle of the week and do an interview with somebody for something. So times have changed whole lot. Coming at the end of the summer, it's been a hot summer, but it's been a successful summer. Finished first in the 7-on-7 that we host here at Piedmont. 2 wins in the Jamboree last week at Ohatchee, Alexandria, and Jacksonville. But now it's time to play for real. And, Coach, how you feel about our team as we move into this first regular season game?
Well, we finished up our 3rd week of official practice, you know, with the Jamboree last week. And, you know, of course, going back to this summer, we had a 7-on-7 here in July that we had, you know, a pretty good showing in. And, you know, teams do OTAs, and we took part in one of those this summer versus Mumford. So all that went well in July. And then practice has been pretty good so far. It's been hot, you know, been rainy at times, wet. But, you know, I think it's so far so good for us. We're relatively healthy. You know, go back to the Jamboree Friday, played 2 quality opponents in Alexandria and Jacksonville, got to get out there and, you know, hit somebody else in a different colored jersey, and, you know, it was about time to do that, you know, so we're tired of banging on each other. So that was good to do. You know, we made too many mistakes, which most people do at that time of year. So it gives us some film to look at and things to clean up heading into this week.
Coach, it's a new season, a lot of familiar faces, especially on offense. We have first-team All-State wide receiver Riley Pinto comes back. He set the Alabama High School Athletic Association record for receiving yards last year. Riley is a strong leader on our team. And we have a new Cole. Cole Wilson graduates, but now we have Cole Austin coming into the quarterback spot. He's a sophomore. He had 1 start last season against Westbrook Christian. We had a victory on the road there. He played a pretty good game there that night. But he's no stranger to pressure. He's been in some pressure situations in baseball, and he's not your average sophomore.
That's right. He's a 3-year starter on the baseball team. He's pitched in every playoff series that they've been in the past 3 years. So he's definitely experienced in pressure situations. Playing quarterback is a little different, but I think he can lean on those experiences. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. I think he's a kid that can handle adversity. So that's all great qualities that you want in a quarterback, and he's got those. So, he'll be even keel. He's a competitor. He's just got to be himself, and that'll be good enough for us.
On our defense, is led by second-team All-State linebacker Bentley Chandler, led the team in tackles last year. He has a really good supporting cast around him coming back.
He does. Bentley had a great season for us last year. Made All-State. Chase Kirkpatrick also comes back at the linebacker spot, inside linebacker spot with him. Yeah, Chase had a great season for us too. He was probably third in the team on the team in tackles. So Chase is back. Carson Sanders got a good bit of experience at outside linebacker for us. Ben Dempsey in the secondary is a senior for us. He'll be a leader on the back end for us. Landry Wright got some playing time. He'll be out there in the secondary. Ivan Jones, a lot of sophomores, especially on defense. But we're a unit. We're a team. We rely on each other, and that's what good teams do. And we do. We got a defense that we like. We just got to get out there and execute.
You mentioned the sophomores on the defense. We have 56 players on the roster. 23 of those players are sophomores. It's a young team.
It is. Eight seniors on this team. A lot of sophomores. It's a big class. It's always been a big class. 6 or 7 of those guys got playing time last year, so they got some experience. We're going to be leaning on those guys a lot more heavily this year. A lot of those guys are starting for us now. A lot of our juniors are starting to. Our junior class is pretty good too. It's just not as big. So we'll rely on those 2 classes to fill in the holes. And we don't have a whole lot of seniors that are on the team. Period. But that start for us either. So it is inexperienced in some places.
Coach, in college, your rivalry games, normally those are played toward the end of the season or the last game of the season, but our big rivalry game, we start right off the season with the battle for Highway 9. Coach Jacob Kelly has led Cherokee County to 3 Super 7s the last 3 years. They're coming in. Huge game last year at Bobby Joe Johnson Field. Last second play there, we score the touchdown, Cole Wilson to Ish, and walk away with the victory. So this is a huge game. It's not a region counter, but it's a huge rivalry game.
It is. It's a big deal to both communities. So it makes the game special, and we're glad to have it at the Field of Champions this year. It was a great high school football game last year. It came down to the wire. And it'll probably be the same scenario this year. It's again, there'll be 2 good teams. They'll have a solid team again. We do our part. It'll be a game that goes down to the wire to decide the winner.
And it doesn't just seem to. It's not just a rivalry game. It seems to set the tone for the season for each team. We won last year, but Cherokee County goes on. They make it to the Super 7. We make it to the semifinals. It's been that way before in the past. It seems that beginning with that game at the beginning of the season makes both teams better.
It does. The thing it does is it gives you a gauge of where you're at. And your weaknesses show up. When you play a good team early in the season, your weaknesses show up pretty quick. The things you need to work on to get better, and playing them first allows us to see that and get better on those things as we go through the season.
We keep up with these things in the booth, and it seems like every other year it's the tiebreaker game. Both teams have played each other more than anybody else, and this year I believe it's 39 wins for each, so it's another tiebreaker game. So we're hoping that we come out ahead in that one. And Coach, we look forward to being here with you this season, and look forward to 2025 and being a successful season for the Piedmont Bulldogs. Again, we appreciate you giving time to us and our listeners and our viewers. I want to remind everyone that every Friday night you can listen to Piedmont Bulldog football on WCKA in Jacksonville. It's 8:10 a.m., 94.3, 97.1 on FM, and you can also download it on Apple or Google apps. And we'd love for you to listen in. We begin each week at 6 o'clock with the Northeast Alabama preview show. At 6:30, we have the Cherokee Timber pregame show. And at 7 o'clock, we kick off Piedmont High School football. Until next week, go Dogs.